The story begins in the middle of a dense jungle, with a large river flowing through it. A man named Jeff is moving forward in this river along with a few companions. These people used to catch snakes and sell them in the city. But the place they were going to catch snakes today was extremely dangerous. The boat's captain warns Jeff that the place they are heading to is cursed and filled with poisonous snakes. He says he has heard that a massive anaconda named Crimson lives there, and whoever goes to that place is killed by it. But Jeff smiles and tells the captain to just take them there. He says the captain will get his money and can return with his boat afterward. Jeff was an expert snake hunter, and today he had come into the jungle specifically to capture the Crimson Anaconda. After some time, they reach the location. There, the boat captain demands more money, saying that this is a very dangerous place, and bringing someone here is extremely risky. Jeff doesn't refuse. He takes out more money and gives it to him. But as the captain reaches out with both hands to take the money, Jeff deliberately drops it on the ground. The captain happily bends down to pick it up. As soon as he looks up smiling at Jeff stabs him in the neck with a knife, brutally slits his throat, and throws his severed head into the river. Jeff's companions, standing on the riverbank, witness everything. Seeing this, both of them become terrified. Jeff then walks up to his two companions and warns them that if they try to betray him, they will meet the same fate. After that, the three of them move deeper into the jungle and reach a place where they see a large statue of a snake. Looking at it, Jeff says that the story of the Crimson Anaconda was true after all. On the other side, Jeff's companions find many snakes. Seeing them, they become very happy and quickly start catching the snakes and stuffing them into bags. Jeff, however, ignores the small snakes and begins searching for the largest snake in the jungle, the Crimson Anaconda. One of the companions takes the bag full of snakes alone toward the boat. There, he sees the headless body of the man Jeff had killed standing in the water at some distance. He can't believe his eyes. Suddenly, the body sinks into the water, and a huge shape starts moving rapidly toward him. Terrified, the man runs back toward the jungle, but in an instant, a massive anaconda wraps itself around him. The snake coils around his body, crushing his bones, opens its huge mouth, and starts swallowing him. On the other side, we see the second companion carrying another bag of snakes deeper into the jungle. Suddenly, he stops after seeing something horrifying. He has spotted the massive body of the anaconda crawling along. As the snake climbs a tree, it is clearly visible from its swollen belly that it has swallowed a human alive. Before the man can escape, the anaconda regurgitates the body of his companion. Then the snake grabs him as well, coils tightly around him, squeezes him, and starts eating him while wrapped around the tree. Jeff watches all this from a distance. Instead of trying to save his companions, Jeff feels happy because this is exactly what he wanted, someone to become bait so that while the snake is distracted, he can knock it unconscious and kill it. Jeff pulls out his shotgun and is about to shoot the snake to stun it, when suddenly all the animals and birds in the jungle start making loud noises. Hearing this, the anaconda abandons its prey and slithers away. Clearly, something else was frightening all the animals of the jungle. The scene then cuts to a circus show. The circus is on the verge of shutting down because no one is interested in watching it anymore. A man named Billy Young comes to the circus owner and gives him a suitcase full of money, buying everyone who works in the circus. Billy plans to open a new circus in Thailand. The circus workers are shocked to see so much money because a few years ago, Billy Young used to be very poor and worked in the same circus with them. No one knows what kind of work Billy has started doing that made him rich overnight. The next morning, Billy plans to take everyone to Thailand by boat. Since he has bought all of them, they obey him and board the boat. The captain starts sailing. On the way, Billy secretly goes in the bathroom and makes a call, telling the person on the other end that the delivery is ready and that he will soon arrive with the people. From this, it becomes clear that Billy is planning something wrong. After going some distance, they see that the path ahead is blocked by wooden logs and containers. The captain says they can take another route, but that route will take much longer to reach Thailand. Billy doesn't like this idea and threatens the captain, saying they must reach Thailand on time because he has already taken advance money for the show. If they don't perform, they will be ruined. The captain then says that if they don't want to take the long route, the only option left is to blow up the blockage with bombs. Billy agrees, but they don't realize what a huge mistake they are about to make. They place bombs near the containers and detonate them remotely. The path is cleared, but because of the explosion, countless snakes fall onto the boat because all the containers were filled with snakes. In panic, people start running everywhere. The entire boat is now full of snakes, and they begin biting the people. A girl named Lenny acts smartly. Using a pipe, she releases high-pressure water and washes all the nearby snakes off the boat into the river. Billy, terrified, hides in the bathroom. Suddenly, the bathroom ceiling collapses, and many snakes fall on him. To escape, he jumps into the river and swims to the shore. But even there, a king cobra appears in front of him. Before the cobra can bite Billy, a man crushes the snake under his foot and saves Billy's life. That man is none other than Jeff. Since Jeff saved his life, Billy brings him onto the boat. Jeff lies to everyone, saying he is a wildlife explorer who got stranded in the jungle due to an accident. Meanwhile, a circus worker named Jiao suddenly experiences severe ear pain and collapses. When Jeff examines his ear, he realizes the reason. Jeff cuts his own finger and brings it near Jiao's ear. A thin poisonous snake crawls out of the ear and bites Jeff's finger. Despite being bitten, Jeff is unaffected and throws the snake into the water. Lenny is shocked. She wonders why the venom had no effect on Jeff. She knows that to become immune to snake venom, a person has to inject large amounts of venom into their body over time. She tells Billy Young that Jeff doesn't seem right and reminds him that Jeff showed no reaction even after being bitten. But Billy ignores her concerns and says that they should be grateful to Jeff because he saved his life and the life of one of their companions. On the other side, Jeff meets the boat's captain. Jeff gives him a lot of money, shows him a map, and tells him that, if you take me to the location marked on the map, I'll give you a lot more money once we get there. As soon as the captain hears the name of that place, he pulls out a gun and points it at Jeff. He warns him that if he ever talks about going there again, he'll shoot him. The captain also knows that a very dangerous anaconda named Crimson lives there. Hearing this, Jeff leaves quietly. The captain sits in the boat and starts fishing. Suddenly, something forcefully pulls the fishing rod from below, causing it to slip out of his hands and fall down. When the captain bends to pick it up, something drags him underwater. It wasn't anyone else. It was Jeff, who pulled the captain down and killed him. Jeff then uses the captain's body as bait to lure the anaconda living in the jungle. After some time, everyone starts looking for the captain, but he's nowhere to be found. Lenny begins to suspect Jeff and asks him where the captain is. Jeff replies that he doesn't know anything and says that people disappearing in the jungle is common. Suddenly, an eerie noise spreads through the jungle. Birds and animals start making loud noises and running away. Then everyone hears strange movement in the water. Someone asks what that sound is, and Jeff says happily, something big is coming. His excitement clearly shows that he has been waiting for this danger. Soon, a massive anaconda moves through the deep water toward the trap Jeff has set. The fishing line is pulled violently downward. Jeff grabs the line, trying to catch the anaconda, but it's not that easy. The giant anaconda rises before them, huge and terrifying, leaving everyone frozen in fear. The anaconda yanks the rope hard, pulling Jeff into the water and slamming him around. But Jeff doesn't give up. He swims to a small boat in the river, climbs onto it, and ties the rope connected to the trap to the boat. Standing there, he attacks the anaconda with a sharp weapon, but it barely affects the snake. The anaconda coils around Jeff and the boat, dragging both underwater. From a distance, everyone thinks Jeff is dead. But moments later, Jeff resurfaces and climbs back onto the boat from behind, shocking everyone. He then searches for the anaconda again, unaware that it is now on the roof of the boat behind him. In front of everyone, the anaconda spits out the captain's body. Panic spreads, and people run to save themselves. The anaconda is about to kill two circus members locked inside a room when Jeff attacks it again from behind with a sharp weapon. This only enrages the anaconda further, and it turns toward Jeff. Jeff hides, but the anaconda follows him into the boat, where the remaining circus members are hiding. Luckily, the anaconda doesn't notice Billy and Diana. It crawls over them and exits through a window. Everyone is hiding in different corners. As the anaconda moves toward the bathroom, it spots a child and Jiao and attacks them, but they manage to escape. Lenny joins them, and when the anaconda attacks her, Jiao cleverly pushes a large clay pot in front of the snake's head, trapping it inside. The anaconda struggles violently to free itself, knocking over a container of kerosene oil. In its frenzy, it smashes the pot against the boat and breaks free. Just then, Jeff throws a rope around the anaconda's neck. But before he can restrain it, the spilled kerosene ignites, and fire spreads through the boat, reaching the bombs stored inside. A massive explosion occurs. Everyone jumps into the water to save themselves. Because the anaconda is tied with the rope, it can't escape and burns to death. The survivors swim to the riverbank. Seeing the boat burning, Billy Yong starts crying, not because of the danger, but because they won't reach Thailand on time. The rest of the circus members are terrified, stranded in the middle of the jungle without a boat. Lenny realizes that Jeff is responsible for everything. He used the boat as a trap. She confronts him, saying that if he hadn't done this, they wouldn't have faced such danger. Jeff replies that they don't even know how valuable a single anaconda is. He says that if they had helped him capture it, they'd all be millionaires. Hearing about money, Billy's eyes light up. He cancels the Thailand plan and agrees to help Jeff capture the anaconda, asking how they'll make money. Jeff shows them a map and promises that if they help him, he'll get them to Thailand within a day using this route. Billy and the team agree to follow Jeff to his boat, but Lenny refuses, not trusting him. Suddenly, one of the circus girls falls ill. When Billy checks her shoulder, they realize she's been bitten by a deadly spider whose venom could kill her. Jeff claims he has medicine to save her, but it's on his boat. Reluctantly, Lenny agrees to go with him. After hours of travel, one man tries to drink river water, but Jeff stops him, warning that the water contains parasites that cause unbearable thirst, forcing people to drown themselves. Later, when they get hungry, Jeff catches a snake, removes its venom, cooks it, and they eat it to survive. They continue their journey until nightfall and rest inside a mountain tunnel, lighting a fire. Jeff sits aside, staring at the anaconda marked on his map, remembering the time the anaconda almost killed him. He recalls hiding inside a wooden box on a slope, pushing it down into the river to escape. Unfortunately, he got trapped inside that box for a long time, until explosives blew open the containers, allowing him to escape and meet the group. The scene returns to the present. Billy approaches Jeff and asks if he really wants to capture that anaconda. Jeff replies that it's the king of the jungle, feared by all animals, a monster that has killed even other giant anacondas. If they catch it, they'll become millionaires overnight. Billy agrees to help. Late at night, everyone falls asleep. One man wakes up after hearing strange sounds and realizes his brother is missing. Searching for him, he reaches the river and finds his brother trying to drown himself. He tries to stop him, but fails, noticing worms coming out of his brother's nose. He understands that his brother drank the river water, just as Jeff warned. His brother dies, and the man returns to the tunnel in tears. The next morning, they resume their journey. After hours of walking, they reach another river. To reach their destination, they must cross it on foot. Terrified but with no other choice, they enter the river. Soon, one boy points downward, and they realize a giant anaconda has surrounded them. One man, whose brother died the previous night, lags behind in fear, and suddenly from behind, a huge anaconda attacks the man from behind and tightly coils around him. Lenny rushes forward to help, but she can't do much, because before she reaches him, the anaconda has already crushed his bones and then drags him underwater with it. Now everyone runs forward through the river to save their lives. After some time, they finally reach Jeff's boat. As promised, Jeff gives them the antidote for the girl who was bitten on the shoulder by a poisonous spider. From here, the land of Thailand is quite close, and everyone prepares to leave for Thailand. But Jeff suddenly stops them. In reality, Jeff brought them here so he could use them as bait. He tells them that he has safely brought them to this place as promised, and now it's their turn to fulfill their promise by helping him. The little boy says that if this help involves that anaconda, they will not help him. Hearing this, Jeff pulls out his gun, and Billy Young also draws a knife to support him. Billy tells everyone that they should obey Jeff. Lenny says angrily that they must be crazy. Catching that anaconda is extremely dangerous, and they are risking their lives. Jeff replies that she's right. It's difficult, but not impossible. He explains that the anaconda can be captured when its attention is distracted while it's feeding. Jeff and Billy then tie up 2 members of the circus team with ropes to use them as bait. The boy asks Billy why he's doing this and reminds him that if they die, there will be no one left to perform at his circus. Billy laughs loudly and reveals the truth. He never planned to take them to Thailand for a circus. His real business was selling human organs, and that's how he became rich so quickly. But now he has changed his plan, because this anaconda is worth even more money than their body parts. Meanwhile, Jeff ties up 2 of the girls and begins misbehaving with one of them. The girl pretends to cooperate to trick him. She moves closer, runs her hand through Jeff's hair, and suddenly pulls his gun from his pocket and points it at him. But when she tries to shoot, the gun doesn't fire because she doesn't know how to unlock it. Enraged, Jeff snatches the gun back and is about to kill her. At that moment, Lenny frees herself and stabs Jeff in the stomach with a sharp piece of glass. Jeff pushes her away, but the other girl attacks him too, and Lenny again tries to grab the gun. During the struggle, a gunshot is heard, but it's unclear who was hit. Elsewhere, the 2 people tied up as bait are trembling in fear. After a while, a giant anaconda slowly approaches them to eat them. Billy watches the scene with pleasure, waiting for the moment the anaconda attacks so he can pull the rope and trap it. But he doesn't realize that another anaconda is approaching him from above. Before Billy can notice, the snake attacks him, lifts him up, and carries him away. Billy drops the rope, causing the net to cover the 2 baited men, saving their lives. Back on the other side, Jeff tries to kill the girl again, but Lenny sneaks up behind him and knocks him unconscious by hitting his head with a large wooden log. The 2 girls run to free their companions from a net. Unfortunately, Jeff regains consciousness and starts moving toward them. Suddenly, a huge anaconda appears and drags Jeff away. The survivors quickly prepare to escape, but one of the girls can't walk. She was hit by the bullet fired during the struggle. She dies in front of them a short while later. The remaining 3 board Jeff's boat and try to escape through the river. Suddenly, something hits Jiao from behind. When he looks, he realizes it's a tranquilizer dart. Within seconds, Jiao loses consciousness. The person who shot him is none other than Jeff. He survived the anaconda attack after all, and had killed it by cutting off its head. Jeff captures the 3 survivors, ties them up as bait for anacondas, surrounds them with sharp steel wires, and spills blood around them. He then holds the rope of the trap and stands at a distance. Soon, multiple anacondas are drawn by the smell of blood and move toward them. The 3 are terrified, seeing death right in front of their eyes. Just then, all the animals of the jungle begin to flee again, and one by one, the anacondas retreat. Only one anaconda remains, until the crimson anaconda arrives. It attacks and kills the remaining snake in a single strike. Now they clearly see Crimson, enormous and terrifying. The 3 are frozen in fear, while Jeff is overjoyed. Crimson coils around the 3, opens its massive mouth, and is about to swallow them when Jeff releases the net, trapping the anaconda. Crimson struggles violently to free itself. When it fails, it bites through the rope with its sharp teeth and escapes, though part of the rope remains tangled around its body. Jeff grabs the rope and tries to restrain it, but he is no match for its strength. He gets trapped between 2 trees and cannot escape. Taking advantage of this, Crimson attacks Jeff, coils around him, crushes his bones, and finally swallows him alive. The 3 survivors watch in horror, knowing they are next. They desperately try to free themselves from the net, but fail. The little boy begins biting the rope with his teeth. After painful effort, his mouth bleeding, he manages to cut through it and frees himself and the others. They run toward the river, but Crimson, after killing Jeff, chases them. 2 of them hide behind a tree, while the boy hides inside a wooden box. The anaconda spots him and slowly approaches. The boy struggles to escape, but finds the other side locked. He screams for help as the anaconda draws closer. At the last moment, Jiao breaks open the container from outside and rescues the boy. The 3 run again, but this jungle belongs to the anaconda, and escape seems impossible. They hide behind a tree, but Crimson sees them and rushes toward them. Accepting their fate, they stand still. Just as the anaconda opens its huge mouth to attack, its head is suddenly sliced in half by a strong, sharp steel wire. one of the traps Jeff had set earlier. The crimson anaconda is finally killed. Unable to believe they survived, the three stare at its massive body for a long time. At last, they quickly leave the jungle, and the story comes to an end. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video.